Like in those days were so confusing because I was working in finance, but as I said, I was also like coaching CrossFit on the side. And then with two other friends, we had our startup. So we had an app on the phone that we were doing, and then we were following like a lot of different projects. Nothing has changed so far, but we couldn't take the risk because it was like, if the taxations or like custom, it's going to change, we can't afford that. And so that business like was so ready, and then it just fell apart. And at the time I was like, fuck, like that was so bad. We invested so much time in it. And now when I look back, it's like, oh, that was the best thing that could ever happen to me. So during that time, I quit my job. And so I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Australia and I'm gonna look for a place where they can teach me how to coach and where I can just improve my coaching skills to eventually. And so I just went on Google Maps and on Google Affiliates, where you can find all the CrossFit box around the world. So I just opened the map and I was like, ooh, Bali has some. No one really wanted to get me on board because like they were full, so they were not looking for any stuff. And so I just showed up anyway. So like showing up is the things that actually helped me, because when I showed up, I met the owner, we talked, and I started training with all the members. I started to be a little bit part of this community, and the owner got to know me, and we started to like each other. So and then one thing after the other, and until I eventually got a job, and so I could start my coaching profession here. And then I just moved to another coaching position, and it just all happened by showing up, because I've emailed them and they were like, no, we don't need anyone right now. And I could have just said like, okay, I'll go home. And like, I was like, I'll take the risk, I'll show up, maybe they like me. So that's pretty much how it went. I just decided to show up. That has been like a common pattern in my life. So after I came to Bali, I stayed here for a couple of years. And then one day I was at the beach here in Bali with my best friend from Italy. Told me that is the guy that actually make me start coaching and the one that teach me all my first things. And he was like, hey, look, there's these companies like Vogue Fitness, CrossFit, Yas, which is one of the biggest group in Abu Dhabi and Dubai for CrossFit. I was like, hey, they're hiring. I was like, why don't you apply? He was like, you've always told me you want to go to Dubai. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll just send my CV and see how it goes. And they called me back. And I was like, wow, I got the job. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, it was not planned. And so they called me up and said, hey, can you come to Abu Dhabi in 10 days? I was like, all right. And as soon as I moved to Dubai, it's when I met what now is my fiance. I've enjoyed studying in Dubai, but I wouldn't see myself there for too long. And so we realized that Bali was probably a better option. It's a different vibe that Bali has compared to many other places. Like, I wouldn't know how to describe it, but even when you talk to people that come here and visit, like I've had friends and family coming over, and when they leave, they all miss it in a different way that you miss a place that you've traveled before. Like, you might have traveled elsewhere, you come home, you had a great holiday, you might come back again, but you don't really know. But everyone that comes here, they're always like, I want to go back there. There's like a different vibe that is great, and I don't know how to describe it. There's some places that you go to and you feel home. It could be like a smell or whatever that is that you feel some sort of attachment to, and makes that place feel home. And so, I've had these here, like it felt home from the day one. Then of course you have some good days, you have some bad days, but differently from many other places that I've been at, the other places always felt kind of temporary. Well, when I moved here, I was like, well, I can see myself being here for quite some time. So, as we said, my job splits in two. One is physical in the gym, one is more online. The physical part in the gym, the part that I love the most of coaching in a place like Bali is that you get like a great turnover. Like, of course, now the borders are closed, so there's not as many people, but when borders are open, we get the chance to meet so many people every day. So every day you can meet like 5, 10, 15, 20 different people that you get to coach, and it can become really personal with a lot of them. Like, I have people that I've coached for like 3 times maybe 2 years ago, and I'm still in touch with them. So the opportunity of meeting a big number of people is great. Like, I love that. Every day you meet someone, you don't know where this person's from, what they do, and every day you have a new story. And it's great. And the downside of it is that everyone always leaves at some point, because most of them are just tourists. So it's great to meet new people, but then it's sad to have so many goodbyes all the time. So, there's pros and cons. But like on the gym side, like being in the gym, I love that I get to meet so many people that I wouldn't meet elsewhere. Like if I was, because it's where I met her, it's where we got engaged. is where we're like getting like building a family together in our relationship, and is also where I grew the most as a coach, as an athlete, and as a person. So I've been here for so long, and as we say, I got the chance to meet so many people, and each of them has taught me something, or has like showed me the world in a different way, or has like, you know, if you come in contact with so many different culture, you get so many different stimulus, right? Every day you're challenged to know something more and to approach things differently, and that's what I loved. So I think everything for me in Bali, like it has been such a big part of my growth as a professional, as a human being, as an athlete, that I mean, Bali has changed everything for me, and because of all of the reason that we mentioned before. Wish per se is like, you know, we live in a crazy world at the moment. I just wish like everyone could find like a little bit more of peace, and everyone could live a life that they enjoy to do, because it's like, you know, we just get to live once. And so, you know, I just hope everyone can find what moves them, which could be a really different one to another. So like, we all have a different purpose in life, we all enjoy different things. So my hope is for people to like, you know, don't settle. Like everyone can be really special and unique if you only want to like really follow what drives you, what makes you happy. Like deep down in your gut, everyone knows what they want. So I just wish people could find like, you know, the courage to follow what they want, or to ask for help to someone to help them to go where they want to go. And you know, I believe if everyone's like fulfilled and happy and driven, it's a lot different for everyone.